Hey YouTube, welcome to Transport Tycoon. It's a mod for GTA 5, and we're busy flying passengers around the area. Just get permission to take off. Make sure there's no else. There we go. Lights off. So if you've never played on this server before, it's pretty cool. It's I suppose it's kind of like a arcade version of different transport items. You can be a trucker, a race car driver. I think there's fishing, the airline pilot, which is what I'm doing at the moment. You can be a helicopter pilot, and basically you fly to different destinations as an airline pilot, drop off your passengers and pick up new ones, and you get paid for each flight. So at the moment you'll see bottom left, it says that the destination is SSIA Terminal 4. That's at runway there. You can see highlighted in red. It just means that the runway is being used, and it's got this built-in air traffic control system. So if I push tab, it'll come up with air traffic control. Now what I want to do is put the landing gear out and the flaps down, and what we're going to do is we're going to make an approach. Hopefully the runway will turn white, which means that it's not being used by the time we get there, and that way we can make an approach into this airfield. So you can see it's got another 13 seconds, so I'll make the approach a little wider. Watching my airspeed, it's at 100 knots, 100 miles an hour. Speed's a little bit inaccurate, but it's still quite fun. A little bit of a tight approach here for a Dash 8, to be honest. Nice steep approach. Flare, and we're down. Not the best landing. And you'll see that some of the aircraft have really good sound profiles. This one sounds like a bloody piston engine, which is a bit annoying, but the model and the detail is pretty good. Just hang on a second, we'll put Alt. We can see the radar where all the other traffic is in the area. Sorry. And this little white circle here is where we're going to park up. Off to the side. The only reason is because if there are other aircraft that come in, because of the server and the fact that there's like 120 people on here, and a lot of them do airline flying, they tend to bump into you. But having a look at the model itself, it's actually quite accurate. You can see the undercarriage, gear doors, and everything works. Windows, rear, entry doors there for passengers. There's a cargo door on the side, the back. You can see the turboprop propellers. This one's livery is Air Canada. I wanted to pick Air New Zealand, but they don't have one on the server. I did ask. The closest one we can get is Qantas, but who the hell wants to fly Qantas? Let's have a look inside. If you look at the cockpit inside, it's actually really well done. And this is a mod that's added into GTA, and you can see all the buttons and displays and everything are there. Pretty much like the real one, actually. It's really good. It's really well done. Okay, so that little white around the cockpit is just this white circle that reappeared. Good, we've got a boarding now. We did the deboarding of all the passengers, and now they're boarding again. Depending on the aircraft you have, the higher your level, the bigger the aircraft, the longer it takes to deboard and board the passengers. So just got to wait another 50 seconds. Actually, I think this one's total waiting time is 70 seconds. When you start off, I think the first little jet that you get, the boarding time is 8 seconds or something like that. But obviously the money you make is a lot less, so it sort of builds up as you go. There you can see a little twin engine plane there. I think that's an original plane from GTA, and that's part of the cargo pilot job. So with that one, you actually fly to a place, you buy cargo, then you fly to another place and you sell it, and that's how you make money. But in order to start that job, you first have to start off as a trucker, and as a under the trucking job, you build up strength first, so that you can carry more, I suppose, cargo. And then once you have, I think it's 8 strength, you can start doing the cargo plane job. I haven't got there quite yet. Don't really enjoy the trucking that much, to be honest, so I haven't really put that much time into it. Alright, here we go. Lights on, accelerate. Once we get to about 100 miles an hour, we'll rotate. And there's 100, rotate, here we go. Gear up, flaps up. And lights off. Right, you can see on the bottom left of the map there's like a little world sign to the left. That's showing me where my next airport is, and then it's got the destination actually written there, Mount Auto Terminal 4. So Mount Auto is this one over here. The airport's just on the shoreline side of the mountain. So it's a pretty short route, this one. Right, there's the runway markers. We'll widen out our approach slightly. Our gear and flaps down. Runway is still occupied. Right, there we go. It's not occupied anymore. We'll get clearance. Right, we're cleared to land. And there you can see highlighted in green. So we've got our clearance to land. Landing on runway 29 left. And start slowing down. Nice. Let's see if I look around. There's that little world sign just off to the left there on the map. So we'll get off the runway before someone crashes into us. There you go, you can see the other plane just came out of that white circle. That's where we're going. Park up here next to the terminal. Cool, deboarding, 70 seconds. So it's pretty cool. They put quite a lot of detail into these models. It's I don't know. It's a relaxing way to actually fly without having to, get into a full sim and learn all the controls, I suppose. It's quite rewarding as well. The fact that you can earn money. You can see the top right side there, 7.3 million. But I have been playing on the server for quite some time now. And it took quite quite a long time to get to this point. What we'll do, at some point, I will take this back to the main airport, put it in storage on the server, and then spawn the helicopter and take up the helicopter pilot job. And then we'll have a look at that as well. The helicopter job earns quite a lot more money. It is a lot more difficult to fly though, but it is quite interesting landing on top of buildings and in different places on the server. There are much bigger aircraft in this as well. I've seen an A380 flying around the server, but there's not that many of them. You need quite a high player level, strength level, and I think you need airline pilot and cargo pilot level 100, I think, to be able to buy that plane. So it's yeah, pretty expensive. Takes a lot of time to get there. One thing that is pretty cool about having this simulator on Grand Theft Auto is you've got all you've got the ability to buy cars and drive around. You can still modify them all, which is quite fun. Buy houses. You can buy businesses as well that give you passive income. It takes time, I suppose, but once you have a few, then it actually starts to make quite a bit of money, which helps quite a lot. Right, push back. Now our next airport is that direction, so we'll push back all the way down here. And we'll get onto the taxiway. Now you'll notice a lot of these airports don't actually show up in the original GTA 5. And that's because they actually modified the server with all these different airports, so that there's quite a lot of variety and a lot of different places to fly. Okay, we've been cleared, there's no traffic. Sometimes you get some crazy ass people who don't use the ATC. Generally they get kicked, but you know, there's a lot of people and only a few moderators. Alright, waiting for that 100 miles an hour. Just about there. Rotate, off we go. Climbing away. Gear up. Flaps up. Lights off. Now it is night time at the moment, but you'll see once the sunrise starts to come out. You know, again, being GTA 5, the game is really pretty and the graphics are really good. That's quite nice. Oh, we're going down here to Palito Bay. Alright, gear up, flaps down. Lights on again. Just make sure the lights are on. And we'll use the jet runway, which is the shorter one. The Dash 8 in real life is quite a short field aircraft for its size, so this should be fine. There you can see the white circle on the left there, that's where we're going. And we'll slow down. Oh, bit short. Oh, shh. Don't know what this guy was up to. Didn't even see him on the runway. Oh well. Yeah, GTA. Alright, well, that brings us to the next thing. You know, if you do get damaged, there are places to fix your aircraft. We'll just quickly head over to this drop-off point. There's the mechanic area. And then we'll go and fix her up. The one thing about this Dash 8 is the undercarriage is really soft. If you hit anything hard enough, the wheels break off the wings. And then it's pretty much impossible to taxi anywhere, obviously. and then you have to call a mechanic, and that just takes time and pain in the ass. Now you can actually listen to any of the radio stations as normal, but just for copyright purposes, I'll leave those off. Oh, cool! There's someone with a 787. The big donkey, that one. Right, almost finished deboarding. You'll see on the bottom right, as soon as the aircraft is deboarded, you'll see it pop up with the skill level bar. So pilot level 32, player level 22. Now a little bit of fireworks there, and on the left you can see we got 250,000 bucks just for that short trip. There's a whole bunch of XPs that we got for player level and for airline pilot. Now every time you do a trip, depending on how many seats you have, so obviously this one has a lot of seats, you get more and more experience boosters. So in our inventory we can actually go down to XP token airline pilot, and you'll see we have 2,298. So if we go in here, push the left key, it'll actually give us extra XP. And now the next time we deboard, we'll see that we're actually a little bit further ahead, which is quite cool. Quite a big community, and everyone seems to be pretty happy to help out, and they all work well together. Every now and then you get a modder on who comes on and breaks the server. But that doesn't happen that often, to be honest, and most of the time the admin are pretty quick to get rid of them, so it runs pretty smoothly most of the time. We're just going to back up here and go to the service station. And we'll just fix this. So repairing vehicle, 10 seconds, and then it'll be fixed. Seal the doors opening and closing. Oh, this car's gonna hit. Oh, that was close. Damn, that was close. Okay, let's use the jet runway again. This guy's got it first. Actually watch the 787 take off probably. Oh, there's a helicopter just over there. He's obviously landing here, dropping off some passengers. Oh, he's getting it fixed. Let's see, it's smoking. Right, let's watch that 787 take off. And away he goes. Hear the sounds. It's pretty cool. Well, that's close to the takeoff last night. A little bit of a glitch in the server there. Anyway, right, let's get going. The next place on our map is to the left, just to the north. San Gienski. Gear up. See the light rays coming over the hill. It's pretty cool. But the graphics in this game are amazing. So, flying around, I'll just fly down here and you'll see the light disappear. There's the light rays over the top. Look at that. that's pretty cool. I think we might get fired for flying that low if we were in a real Dash 8. Just maybe. This kind of sounds like I'm flying a Seneca or something smaller than the bloody Dash 8. Anyway. So I think we'll land on the main runway. Now you don't have to select the actual runway, you can just go in here and select flight path. So you need to get onto the flight path first. I'll show you. Gear out. Lights are on ready. You can see it says flight path for main. Click enter, and it automatically detects what you're up to. Okay, now slow down. And touchdown. Nice. And we'll vacate over here. Now you'll see just above the map there it says I have 32% fuel or 141 litres remaining. The literage is not very accurate, but you do need to take care because obviously if you run out of gas the engines just stop, and these aircraft glide like absolute bricks. I know, not very realistic taxiing over the grass, but hey, it's a game, who cares? It's pretty cool. Side doors on the steps. Right, I think after we've deboarded these passengers, we'll stop this and we'll head over to Los Santos International, and we'll pack this away and get out a helicopter, and we'll do one of those missions. If we have a look at the map, scroll out, you can see the different airports all around here and the different runway vectors that they have. They even brought in the old GTA 3 city, which you can actually go to and drive around, and it's got its own airport. Airports all over the place really. Some of the standard ones obviously. This one is the post-op. I think they do cargo runs in and out of this airport. And then this is Los Santos International. Oh, cool. Pilot level 33. Cool, so we'll stop this mission. There we go. And we will head out of here now. If we go in here, we should be able to open and close the doors. So the door is closed now, only on the trunk though. Push back, so look at this. Okay, having those doors open is going to really annoy me, so let's just hop out quickly. And we'll hop back in. It should close. Didn't close the other doors. Oh well. At least the stairs are closed. Right, we'll push back down the taxiway. Someone else is landing, as you can see. they vacated off the runway there. So enter, and we'll use it for takeoff. Now we're going to the south, Los Santos International. Sorry about the doors being open, I'm not too sure how to close them actually. And wait for that 100, close to it, and rotate, gear up, flaps up. Just use the interior view. We don't have to look at this during flight. It is a really cool cockpit. Like, I can't believe how much detail they put in this. I mean, a lot of the gauges don't work, to be honest. But you know, it's still really cool that they put this much detail into it. There you can see Los Santos in the distance there, as we climb above the hills. I think it would be a lot less jerky if I flew it with a joystick, or gamepad anyway. But I'm quite used to flying on the keyboard now, so just sticking to that. Look at that. I mean, can you imagine flying with the doors open? I mean, the doors wouldn't even be there anymore at this point. But we'll go buzzing through the city. All completely legal, of course. There's a helicopter there we don't want to crash into. So we're going to land on the side runway, 321. If you don't know what the numbers mean, they're basically compass headings of the runway direction. So we'd be landing on runway 21. Santos, we're getting permission to land on the jet runway. Go. Here we come, and we're going to try and land nice and short. There we go. This taxi over here. Hopefully that guy doesn't crash into us. Thank you. Right, now this is one of the problems on this server. You'll see how these guys are sort of like completely filled the whole spawn area with bloody cars and other crap. I'll try to get in there without killing anyone. There it is, and we're out. Sweet. Alright, now I need to change jobs. You can't use an aircraft if you aren't, if you don't have that as a job. You can see I got the full headset and everything going on there. Right, let's go to inventory. I actually have a mobile job card. Helicopter pilot. There we go. Right, and we'll pick up a helicopter. These guys are so annoying. Shit around here. I can't even move it. It's obviously someone's personal vehicle. Let's see if we can use this truck here quickly. What I'm going to do is push these out. way. There we go. Push this out the way. Let's do it again. Actually, probably just a white car would be good enough. We get rid of that. Let's hop out of here. Oh, someone just spawned a bloody... helicopters. The Swift Deluxe. Hopefully it doesn't crash into anything. Close. As you can see, I think we're level 20 or something like that, which is quite cool. Means we can purchase nice helicopters. So let's go down here and start a mission. Being a helicopter pilot, you know, in real life, tend to try and fly fairly realistically. Just makes it a little bit more interesting. Right, so we're picking up passengers from Weasel News, and you can see on the map now we don't have one of those world icons. We've got this little yellow sign with like a triangle in it, and that's our waypoint basically. So we'll head off into the city and land on top of the Weasel News building. There we go, it's coming up, so we'll get ready, we'll put our gear out. Do a nice approach down to the helipad. Pick up our passengers. Now, depending on how far you go, determines how much you get paid in the helicopter job. But it pays a lot more than the airline pilot job. But the aircraft are much more expensive, so you know they sort of try and balance everything out like that, I suppose. Crash into that helicopter. Looks like he's going to the same place. No, he's not. Great. So we're landing in that little area just the other side of the road there. Watch out for power lines. Touchdown. Next one, gear up, up we go. This helicopter's got plenty of power, so off we go. Also, the higher the level, the bigger the helicopter you get, the more stops you have per mission. So this one's got 14 stops, so it takes you about 15-20 minutes to do a mission. In the beginning, I think it starts off with 4, and the missions are really quick, but it's pretty easy to build up cash as a helicopter pilot, so I'd say it's a pretty good one, to be honest. We've just passed over it, so I'm just going to turn around and keep flying forward. Keep flying forward, keep flying forward. We'll start slowing it down now, make a nice gentle approach down to the pad. tail doesn't hit anything. Now you don't actually have to land on the pad. You can just sort of hover above it and push E, but landing on the pad is half the fun, so. Very important to keep looking on the map, because you'll see the helicopters with the rotors turning on the map, and so sometimes you get helicopters coming into the same pad, so best not to take off and fly straight into them. Basically they just explode on impact, and well, then it's a pain in the butt really to get back to getting the helicopter out. You lose the bonus for finishing the mission. I think we might be going down to this Sandy Shores International, I think it is. Yeah, definitely. Right, gear out, start heading down. And now stable approach, and the pad is in between the buildings. Slowing it down and going down into the pad here. Degrees. Put it down nice and gently. Here we go. Straight up, gear away, and check forward. Here we go. Cool thing about this helicopter, the Swift Deluxe I think it is, it's actually pretty quick. Some of the other helicopters are so slow, it takes ages to do the mission. There you can see another helicopter on the right there, just sort of went over the hill. Only issue on the server is you'll see sometimes the aircraft are glitchy, and it's just because, you know, people are joining from all over the world, so the latency between pay layers is pretty high, I think, just depending on where you're joining from. And I think I'm actually quite far away from the server, so I'd be one of those higher latency players. But there you go, you can see another guy just took off from that pad on the building. Right, let's get our gear out. Not sure which building we're in. I think it's that one there, that low one. Yeah, it is. Someone on the pad there already. It looks like he's abandoned his aircraft. This is another issue sometimes you come across where players just don't, you know, they don't really care, they don't think. But if we get low enough, they are touching him. We can push E, and there we go. You see the shadow on the ground there. So I love doing this Transport Tycoon. I don't know, it's got that nice mixture between realism and arcadey flying that just, you know, makes it relaxing and enjoyable. You can also do paramedic service in this, so if you get to a high level paramedic and a high level helicopter, you can then buy a helicopter and do the emergency services role with the helicopter, which is quite cool. Yeah, pretty cool. I haven't never actually landed here yet, so this will be a first time for me. The higher the level you go, the variety of helipads. So I've done probably 10 missions with this helicopter, but I've never landed here before, which is quite cool. Slow down, slowly down. And, oh, perfect! Look at that! Look at that! That's pretty sick. Righto. Here we go. Next one. SSI Helipad 3. That's actually just where we were earlier. And you'll see the money is going up pretty quickly. Like every time I do a stop, it's 60 to 100,000, and so it's pretty quick to build cash. So if you're looking for, oh goodness, that guy was close. If you're looking for quick money building in this server, becoming a helicopter pilot is the way to go, to be honest. Ready, gear out. Start slowing down nicely. And down we come. Next one. Halfway there. So just by the way, this is the first YouTube video I'm making in probably, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years. My previous ones were mainly vlogs about my flying as a pilot, as a flight instructor. But after this COVID-19, which took away my job with the New Zealand, I figured, hey, let me do something with aviation, but probably on the virtual side is the way to go until the world sort of comes back together, I guess. Oh, anyway, so this is the Elgato HD60S Plus, streaming and recording box, which I just recently bought, and let me know what you think about the video quality, sound quality as well, because if it's not that great, what I'll end up doing is probably getting a better microphone. Currently I'm just using a SteelSeries headset, which I think is pretty good, but definitely doesn't have that nice, clear, crisp, voice recording. Let's go to the next one. Daily Globe. I'm pretty sure the Daily Globe is... I don't think it's one of the tall buildings. I think it's one of the sort of halfway up ones. I see I got fairly lowish fuel. Keep an eye on that. That's this one down here. Nice bridge. And down towards the pad. Here's our next one. It is Sandy Shores. Right, so I think Sandy Shores, the helicopter pad, is actually on top of the refueling area as well, so we'll refuel at the same time when we get there. Now really I should be you know, streaming this video to another computer to make sure that the game doesn't slow down that much, but it's not doing too badly. My computer, I've got the SCAR 2 Asus ROG laptop with the RTX 2070 in it, which seems to be doing okay. It's doing well, it's keeping up. So it's just down here, still slowing down, put a gear out. There's the helipad there. Don't need a service, but we'll see the fuel area sign pop up shortly. There it is. Yeah. So we'll just land here, push E, and catfish fuel, but then we'll just fuel up here quickly. Holding spacebar and G fuels it up quickly, and then you'll see we'll probably pay quite a lot for fuel. 20,000. Expensive. Gear up. And there we go. Gear out. Oh, I think we're landing down there by the jetty. Yep. So we'll go out, come back in. Now in real life, if we did this kind of approach from here down to the pad, slowly going forward and going down to the pad with passengers in this kind of this kind of aircraft, you know, this helicopter with 2 engines, this would be called a Cat A approach. Although generally you do a Cat A approach into an actual helicopter pad, but up we go. So what we'll do is we'll keep going up until we have space to continue forward. And there we go. Almost finished. Just look how cool the graphics are though, if you have a look around. Just look at that. I mean, it's just a stunning game. Just looks amazing. I think that's half of the appeal really, is it's just, you know, it's just really nice to relax, do a bit of flying. You're flying an aircraft that, you know, that have a realistic shape, realistic sort of flying characteristics, you know, not obviously not simulator characteristics, but real enough that it's enjoyable. You can put some music on. I think the server has its own, like they stream from, I think it's called Virtual Truckers radio station or something like that. They play all the latest sort of music on there, which is quite nice, and you can just chill, talk to people. It's a really cool server. Oh, look at that. Look at all the lights in the city. I mean, it looks so realistic. You know, flying over Auckland at night time. Obviously, it's not as built up as this, but it's got the same sort of view. You know, all the lights, they look hazy like that, and then the buildings stick out with their lights on the side, like you can see here. It's just, yeah, they did such a good job with all the details in this game. Unfortunately, I've had to turn down the the sort of the textures a bit, just because I'm streaming and playing the game on the same PC, and so that definitely takes a chunk of the processing power. However, it's still pretty cool. I think we're landing down here on this concrete block. Yeah. Oh, shit. Whoa, that was close. See what I'm saying? I wasn't watching the map. That guy almost took me out. Cool. Right, back to that helipad at Sandy Shores International. See the helicopter on the left there. We're out of here. You can see the sun is starting to rise. Goodness, with that sunset effect. You'll see shortly when the sun starts coming up. It actually looks really, really pretty. The airport looks really cool. The lights, the terminal buildings, and everything. It's just really well done. And these guys on the server, I mean, this airport doesn't even exist outside of, it doesn't exist in the actual game. They've put this all together, and it's just they've done such a good job. Admin are really helpful, and if you have any issues, you can report it to the staff, and they get onto it pretty quickly. Got 2 more to go. So okay, back to that. Fishing area. Oh, my apologies, it wasn't sunrise, it was sunset. Just look at the reflection of the moon across the water. Try and see if next time I can figure out how to switch off the chat box, so that you guys don't get bothered by that. Although sometimes it's funny to read what the guys are talking about, to be honest. Do a bit of a wild approach this time. Straight down the hill. Cool. Last one is back to that airport that we just came from, and then back to drop these guys off at the, I think we picked them up from the police station. No, it was Weasel News, hey. Yeah, I think it was Weasel News. Now usually this airport is actually quite a disaster, because you can see how close the terminal building is to the runway, and there's just so many people that come into this airport, but for some reason it's not that busy at the moment. Probably be a rush later on though. Another helicopter down here somewhere. There he is. Alright, take passengers back to Weasel News. Now, if you'd like, if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like me to do some like technical explanations on the aircraft, like helicopters or airplanes, you know, like starting checklists, after takeoff checklists, you know, what we're looking for, if it was, you know, actually a real flight, like, you know, landing at a helipad, what we're looking for, and how we land a helicopter. What we're thinking about as a pilot. You know, just let me know in the comments, and I'll put some stuff together and do some you know, some flying and some more explanation on the sort of technicalities of actually flying. Yeah. Out there, Hulk. Oh, awesome. Right up and go. Back out of there. Look how cool that runway looks at night time. Now, if you want to start another mission, you head back to that heliport, just on the other side of the terminal building there, and you start a new one. Whereas the airline one is just sort of like a revolving loop. This one you have to start each one individually, and then if you're doing cargo stuff, you have to actually go and buy cargo, then sell cargo. So it just depends on what you're doing, which I suppose keeps it all very interesting. Okay, land here. Over here quickly. So guys, thanks very much for watching this. If you got through this this whole video and you enjoyed it, just leave a like and a comment down below what you'd like to see, and see you in the next